Hi, and thank you for joining today's video on how to prepare your child for a new baby. My name is Sheila Arrett, and I'm an infant and early childhood mental health consultant at Children's Resource Center. Bringing home a new baby there's a lot of excitement and a lot of joy around that. But for your older child, there can be mixed emotions. Mom and dad have a new person that they're spending a lot of time and attention on, and things are different at home. And so today we're just going to talk about some things that you can do to help prepare your older child um, and help involve them in the process of bringing home a new baby. So the first thing is talking with your older child about the baby prior to the baby being born. Um, from the get-go, when you find out you're having a baby and you go to tell your child, if you have ultrasound pictures showing them, um, if you have a gender reveal party involving your older child in that as well. And this can include telling your older child about the baby's development as well. There's tons of apps out there that tell you about the size of the baby, and talking with your child about, oh, the baby is growing and developing and their bodies have to change. And they start out really small, but they'll get bigger. And just like after they're born, they'll be small, but they'll grow and change. And so just including your child in that and giving them some age appropriate information. Obviously, the younger the child is, the less that you're going to tell them about, but you're still going to use words like the baby's coming and get them familiar with the vocabulary of being a big brother, big sister, even if they're a toddler. Um, if you can, including them in picking out items for the nursery and things for the baby. You can give them choices between this item or that item, or letting them pick out something special just for their new brother or sister. That is a way to include them and help make them feel special and a part of things. You can also talk to them about what to expect when the baby is born. Um, Most young children think that they're going to be able to play with their new brother and sister and go play on the playground with them or color, play with cars and trucks and Legos, do all the fun things that they like to do with their friends. So it can come as a surprise when the baby is born and uh, they're not walking and talking and doing those things. So talking with them about when the baby's born, they're going to cry and they're going to have dirty diapers and they're going to sleep a lot, and we'll have to be really gentle because they're really fragile when they're first born, but they're going to get bigger and it's going to take some time, but eventually they'll be able to talk and walk and play and do things with you. And also talking to them about what are things that you can do with a baby. Well, we can hold a baby at the beginning. We can look at the baby. You can talk to the baby or sing to the baby. Those are things that they can do rather than just, oh, you won't be able to go play on the playground with them or play cars with them. In researching for this topic, I found that some hospitals even have sibling classes. So you can check in with the hospital that you're going to have your baby at and see if they offer anything for siblings. And lastly, asking your child simply how they feel about the new baby coming. And this can help them put words on thoughts and feelings. And you might find out a lot of interesting tidbits about into your child and what they're thinking about adding a new family member. And it's important to let your child express how they're feeling. There's no wrong or right answer to that. They can have, the excitement, or they could be frustrated that there's another baby coming. And the important thing is not to scold them or punish them, but to let them express and then talk about, okay, if they're not happy about the baby coming, what are some of these things that could get them more excited? Hopefully, one of the items I've listed above will help them out. Some other tools that you can use with a child are what's called social stories. And these are stories about daily events in life. Maybe a child is struggling with, or maybe they're excited about. It could be all sorts of emotions, but that they're written into a story that it's about the child. You can get these pre-made. I found these two different stories on Teacher Pay Teacher, or that you can make them yourself on the computer, or even um, sitting down with a child and drawing pictures with them and writing the story together. Great thing about social stories is They can be about the child and about situations that they themselves are facing. So in this case, if you know your child is maybe going to struggle with the baby crying, on this story it says, when the baby cries, I can try to help by being calm and quiet. Sometimes I may be able to gently touch the baby. So this gives the child some insight into what to anticipate with the baby and also what they can do to respond. So other things about maybe changing of diapers or maybe switching of rooms, lots of different things that you could write specifically into the story with your child, and maybe too asking your older child what are some of those things that they're excited about having a baby brother or sister. And if you don't feel like making your own social story, there are plenty of stories out there. Really encourage you to sit down and include those in your stories that you read with your child. The great thing about these is you can find one, especially if you know the gender of your new baby. You can find one about expecting a little brother, a little sister, or being the big brother or big sister, depending. The one on second to the left is Sophie's New Sibling. That's from Dr. Becky Bailey. It's part of Conscious Discipline curriculum. It's a great social emotional resource for young children. So she's run specifically about having a new baby in their family. Another idea is talking about with your older child about what they were like when they were a baby. A lot of times we see with older siblings wanting to act like the baby. Baby, even if the baby's not here yet, is getting a lot of attention, new gifts, maybe a new room, lots of new things, and a lot of excitement and talk about the baby. So one thing you can do is talk with your older child about what they were like when they were a baby. This is a baby book about writing down milestones. So if you have one of those, you can pull it out with your older child and look through it and talk about when they made certain milestones or things that they used to do that maybe were special to your older child. Even if you don't have a book like this at home, you can still talk to them about things that you remember from when they were a baby or a toddler and those special moments that you had with them. It's a way to really help your child feel special. There are things that they don't remember most of the time, and things that show that they're significant to you because you remember them and it's a story about them. One thing to keep in mind if you're anticipating a new baby is that your older child may have some behavior regression. Let's say your child was potty trained and sleeping through the night without accidents and during the day without accidents. They may now start having regular accidents, or you might see baby talk or whining more often, just other struggles in the day. Maybe cleanup time is harder. These kind of things are to be expected because there's a lot of change. Even if the baby's not here yet, a child can sense like there's excitement, there's a lot going on in preparation. So one thing is to acknowledge your child when you see them doing good, doing the behaviors that you want, because the things that we pay attention to and we put special emphasis on are the things that we're going to see more and more of in our children. And so we want to pay attention to the things that we want, not the things that we're frustrated with and that they aren't doing right. So even if it's something that they had been doing regularly on their own without encouragement before, if you see it, acknowledge it with some positive feedback and let them know, that their actions are seen. The last thing is avoid other major changes right around the time the baby is born. Things like moving rooms or moving your toddler out of the crib and into a big boy bed or big girl bed. These just add to the changes, and there's a lot going on already. So if you can keep things more consistent in areas that don't have to be changed, that'll really help your child, because children thrive in structure and routines. It helps them know what to expect. So with everything going on with the new baby, keeping as much similar as possible. And one way to do that is your child may benefit from visual schedule. There's several different here. The one on the left is there's several things that happen in the morning in order, and these are Velcroed, and so the child can rip off what they've done and put it at the bottom. Um, on the top right, they can pull the clips off when it's done, or I've seen other ones where they'll put the clip and move the clip to the activity that they're on. That's one. Or it can just be simple as, first we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. Depending on the age of your child and the developmental level, you might just need to keep it very simple. But because there's a lot of change, having some consistency of knowing what to expect could be really beneficial to your child. And lastly, connecting with your child every day. There's a lot of things changing, and the baby's going to need a lot of time and attention. There's just no way around that. Babies need a lot of care. But making sure that your older child still knows that they're valued and important to you. And as little as 5 minutes of quality focused time a day can help prevent some of those undesired behaviors that could arise around a new baby. And that could be, time of just sitting down and playing one-on-one with your child, electronics put aside and just focusing on your child. It could be a ritual that you have. Conscious Discipline has what's called I Love You rituals. You can see a picture of a couple of them on the bottom right. They take standard nursery rhymes and change them into positive lyrics that help build connection with children. So these can be done during bath time, changing time, before bed, in the morning. They could be incorporated anytime during the day, and they're short, but they help build that connection. And so if you want more information about those, consciousdiscipline.com is, you can go and get more information there about the what is called I Love You rituals. And the last thing is, you can't do it alone. You're going to be tired. You're going to have a lot of responsibility with a new baby. So ask and accept help from others, those trusted adults. They can also be pouring into your older children and spending some quality time with them and helping them feel special when you are distracted and need to care for this new baby that you brought home. And so those other adults can be there to help out, and you don't have to do it all on your own. And to remember that self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. So if you're going to be able to pour into your children, you need to take even one thing a day of taking time for yourself, whether getting yourself a cup of coffee, taking a shower, doing something for yourself. It's not selfish. It'll benefit you and thereby your children if you take time to pour into yourself. So hope you found this helpful. Here are a few resources. Like I've been saying, consciousdiscipline.com is a great resource. Also, Teacher Pay Teachers is where I found those social stories, and it's a great resource for those. The Mayo Clinic has a lot of resources by category for young children and infants and toddlers and preschoolers. So that's a great resource. And also healthychildren.org is another resource I looked at. So thank you for watching this video, and have a good day.